everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. I'm your host, John. With me this week is Rose.
Hey.
Hello, Rose. How are you?
I'm alright, how are you?
Glad to hear it. And this week, a lot of the site is too busy to be on the podcast. They're a little too preoccupied with their lives outside of the chooch. So instead, I asked two of my friends to guest on the show. One of them owns the site, so I guess he's kind of a guest, kind of not. I don't know. But this week, Mike Casamano of... Well, Mike, why don't you tell us all the places that we can find you, because there's a lot of places.
Well, first off, I just want to say one thing, get out of the way here. John Machonsky!
Oh, Christ.
Get that done. And then I'm Mike Casamano. I can be found on Destructoid.com, and I also do entertainment reporting over at Comics and Gaming Magazine. And I do freelance work for Game Revolution and some other places. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Casamano, and that's all the magical places you can get the Casamano content that you crave.
Well, now everyone knows what Twitter account to block, so that should be good.
It's a block list of one.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, we also have from highly esteemed role-playing podcast, Friends at the Table, we have Andy.
Hi, so am I the one who owns the website? Or is that...
Over my cold, dead body.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I don't know what kind of backroom dealings Mike did, if he lost the site in a poker game or something. I don't know.
Andy, we're gonna have a 2K17 match to determine who owns Video Game Choo Choo.
Okay. Yeah.
Mike's gonna throw that one. He's just gonna be like, "It's your problem now, motherfucker."
Custody of Video Game Choo Choo match.
I'm gonna drop the token face on you.
But yeah,
Custody of Machonsky ladder match.
Yeah, I'm Andy. You can find me on Twitter at Captain Trash, and like John said, I'm on the show Friends of the Table, which you can listen to on iTunes or at friendsofthetable.net. Comes out towards the end of the week, around Thursday and Friday, generally speaking.
Right.
More like the frauds at the table. Am I right? Am I right,
No.
people? Come on.
No, you're...
Am I right?
No.
Andy, is there anything? I know that you all record episodes pretty far in advance, so you can't really talk about things that you're doing right now. But is there anything that you can tell us about, like characters that you play, or anything that could get people interested in the show?
So, we actually recently did a little mini season to bridge the gap between because we had a couple new people coming into our ongoing big arc, which is our fantasy arc called Seasons of Hyron. So we did a mini few episodes of this thing called Marielda, which is a good jumping on point. It's this basically a bunch of heists done by just the most incompetent heisters ever is how I'd describe them.
Right.
In the first episode, I play this little kobold called Aubrey. In the first episode, when asked to give a fake name, I said Audrey. And now it is the point where Austin Walker of Waypoint, who was our GM, just calls her Audrey because he just gets mixed up constantly all the time, and a bunch of people who listen still do, and a bunch of people also on the show do. But yeah, if you want to start the show, that's a pretty good starting point. I think we have a thing linked on the website for just general starting points. We've also done a standalone season that's a mech cyberpunk anime-inspired season called Counterweight. That was kind of our big breakout thing. So if you want to start there as well, that's completely standalone and pretty well received. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm bad at pitching my show, so I hope that worked.
That was fine. I'm sure people thought that sounds interesting.
All right.
But yeah, just if you want to check out Andy's work and all the other people that work on Friends of the Table, check out friendsoftetable.net. So let's shift away from tabletop games and get into the actually cool kind of games, the interactive media kind. You press a button and then it happens instead of like writing things down on a piece of paper, all that stupid shit.
You're gonna look like a baboon in a week.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I? Anyway, folks, let's talk about what video games you've been playing lately. Rose, why don't we talk to you, because it's been a little bit since you've been on the show, and I'd like to catch up with you. So, Rose, what has been going on with you?
Let me think. I got a smartphone, which I've never had before. So I've been trying a bunch of different apps and stuff. If anyone has any recommendations, let me know, because I want to try anything, because I've done nothing for the past, 6 years.
Rose, have you heard of this game called Threes?
I knew it.
I haven't. Well, I have. Well, I've heard it from, Bombcast and stuff like that.
Threes is a great mobile game. I'm pretty sure it's available on Android, if that's the kind of phone you have. I know for a fact it's available on iOS. It has consumed my life. I've played, I want to say, around 3,000 games of Threes, and if I can be honest with everyone right now, hold on, let me just pull up my phone, see what my total games are. I'm playing Threes right now.
Wow.
That just goes to show how invested Mike is, because I'm sitting here like a good boy, watching my fucking waveform, making sure that nothing heinous happens, but Mike's just sitting there like, oh, I'm gonna flick, I'm gonna switch, and I'm gonna raise my numbers, baby.
5,000 games of Threes. 5,116.
Wow.
This game is incredible. It's one of the best designed puzzle games I've ever played. It's so simple, it's so easy to grasp, and it's so addictive because it's based on a very simple motion. You can either get really into it and plan your moves ahead, or you can just mindlessly swipe. It's such a great game. I love it so much. I have a problem.
I'll take your recommendation then.
I'm trying to think if there are any other good apps I use on my phone, anything. Spotify. Spotify's great.
I never heard of that one before. I don't know.
You heard this thing called
the
Twitter?
Pizza Hut app. Okay, so the Burger King app. All right,
Oh
so
my
we got
God.
we got a bunch of coupons in the Burger King app. I'm gonna pull up the Burger King app and we go see what they got this week. Just gotta sign into my account here.
I'm gonna be honest. When I was staying over at Mike's, all those times that I have, the Burger King app was probably the thing I used the most, because I was like, oh boy, look at that! I can get 2 Whoppers for $3.
All right,
That's
so
wild.
Right off the top of my head, I'm seeing we got a large chicken nuggets and a large classic fry for $3. Now you can't get that anywhere else.
Wow.
Do you work for Burger King?
Double cheeseburger meal, $3. Small fry, drink, double cheeseburger.
I mean, do you want their chicken nuggets? Their nuggets are pretty under par.
Their nuggets are alright. They're no Wendy's nuggets. I'll say that much.
I mean, I would murder for Wendy's nuggets, so,
I didn't even know they had nuggets. I thought they had tenders or something.
They used to have tenders, and then they replaced them.
We got them here.
What happened? Oh.
Canada.
Can we
Chicken
pause for a hot
tenders
second?
exclusive. Okay.
All right.
That's how they wanted to break into that market.
Yeah.
So the McDonald's app is pretty good, is what I'm saying here.
oh, fuck.
Let's see what the McDonald's app has for us.
Are we live? Are we getting? Are we
no,
going
we're definitely live. I just want to check the
We're
McDonald's
back.
app.
Okay.
The Pizza Hut app's not that great.
No. Well, there's no Pizza Hut around me anymore, so.
Pizza Hut is
Alright.
like a dying breed. They're like the white rhino of pizza places in LA.
What?
All I can think of with Pizza Hut is that blog that just shows buildings that used to be Pizza Huts.
Oh, that's a really good blog.
It's so good.
So we
that
got
and
in the deals.
Blockbuster signs are my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These are pretty good deals. You get a
At the
free
McDonald's?
small or medium fry or a hash browns with an all-day breakfast sandwich. That's pretty good.
Swear to God.
You can't beat
All right.
that.
All right, Mike, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Close the fucking McDonald's app and any other fast food apps that you have open, and let's let Rose talk about what games she's been playing. I beg you.
You started this.
Hey, what? No, what? No, I didn't. Oh my god. Okay, Rose, I apologize for
It's fine.
fucking Corky's conundrum. What have you been? What else have you been up to lately? Have you played any cool games?
So, I started up Bayonetta again. That's a new game, right? Just fooled around with that. And then there's been the new Final Fantasy 14 patch, which I've been doing a lot.
Any good stories from that?
The stories are pretty bad. Oh, here's one thing. This will be a slightly negative thing. They, like MMOs, they let you have the titles and stuff for, like I'm the fucker of the West or something. That's your title.
The whole West.
That's what they call me back in college.
When you finish this storyline, you literally get a title that is basically like, I watched X character die. And that's your title. And there's just everyone is putting it on and standing around. And it's like, oh, okay. So people got so mad that they're going to change it.
I would hope so. God.
Yeah. They were like, whoops, we messed up there. I thought it would be like really like emotional. And it's like it's like saying like, oh, hi, I'm John of Eris Dies. Like, fucking...
You gave people a wearable spoiler.
Yeah, like, it's baffling. Other than that, like, the gameplay's good, music's good, usual MMO stuff.
So, I'm not very well versed in MMOs, and I'll be honest, I'm 90% sure I asked this before, but
it's fine.
When Final Fantasy XIV gets a patch, how much content do they add compared to an actual expansion?
So that's tough, because an expansion will be like... So, for example, Heavensward, that's the first expansion. That's like, it has like a 50-hour story or so, and then like, let's say like 10 dungeons and like 1 raid or something. What these patches generally do is they have 2 dungeons, some sort of like freeform exploration type thing, like 5 side quests, and then like a raid. So it's like a third of an expansion, and they do it like every 3 months, which is kind of why they've been doing better than WoW recently. Because WoW does this thing where they shoot out like a bit more than an expansion's worth when the expansion comes out, and then there's nothing for months. There's just nothing. Like, they updated for the first time for Legion, I think, in December, and they just added 1 dungeon. Whereas, like, if Final Fantasy passed the same amount of time, they would add like 2 dungeons and all that other stuff. It's nice to, honestly, because like when you're paying a subscription for that type of game, knowing you're going to get new stuff and it won't just be the same old like grind over and over again, is kind of why I play that game, because I've never really been big on MMOs. Like, this is really the only one I ever have been.
Okay, that is interesting. That's a good way to keep people subscribed. Yeah, that is smart.
Yeah, 14 does 14, I find a lot of people actually say that. It's like, I'm not big on MMOs, but I like 14, because it kind of feels like it's not just an MMO. Like, there's... Yeah. Like a single-player campaign, almost.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, like, I think more than any MMO, you can play most of that game by yourself. Like, even if you have to queue up for things with random people, like, I have friends who are on servers by themselves, like, and they still enjoy it somehow. Yeah, it's a Final Fantasy game, I think, is the big part of it. Like, it feels like it's a Final Fantasy game.
Did they do anything to tie it into 15? Like, the way Marvel Heroes gets updated whenever there's a new Marvel movie?
So right now there's this Japanese show called Garo. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's kind of like Kamen Rider, but with, like, wolf dude armor things.
Yeah, Garo's weird.
Yeah, they're doing that right now. You can just get all those outfits and stuff. But, they said they're going to do a Final Fantasy 15 event at some point, but they're trying to figure out how to do it because everyone in their office just wants to keep making it like, oh, they got stranded on their road trip and now they're here, and it's like, apparently the director thinks that that's really boring.
Cup noodle quests for everybody.
Yeah,
please.
A cup noodle shield. That would be what I want.
I just want Gladio to show up and be like, listen, everybody in Final Fantasy XIV, something came to me while I was meditating on Cup Noodle. We all have to join in together. Like, that's what I need. I need Gladio to just like preach
that
the
should
good
be the
word.
event. Yeah, you have to make the perfect cup.
Custom cup.
Fucking custom cup. Other than Final Fantasy 14, I've been playing a little bit, very little bit, because it's kind of shit. The new Isaac expansion for the Binding of Isaac has a lot of problems and a lot of
Didn't they like completely mess up a ton of balancing?
Oh yeah. So like they added not even just so like the game gradually adds these things where like it will get harder in the earlier stages as you become a better player. Like for example, once you finish like the game, I think like 10 times or something, then it will go like, okay, now it's a little bit harder because you're better at the game. Like you can clear it 10 times. But now what they've done is, even if you haven't done that yet, they've added things like spawner portals and stuff in the early levels that will just spawn random enemies, like completely random enemies. And they just completely messed up the boss pool. So like bosses you would fight when you are like super powerful later on in the game, you can now fight as your first boss and you're basically fucked. It's really rough, and the biggest issue that I'm finding with this is this was supposed to be like the mod tools expansion. Like they're giving out mod tools to people so they can make mods for the game, and they did a really poor job of it. Like you can't even change like floor layouts and stuff. Like basically all you can do is add custom items, which is like nothing really, because when you turn on you can also do visual effects and stuff, but when you turn on any of this you can't get achievements or unlocks. So it's like, why would I do that really? It's a mess basically, and they've patched it like 4 times since it came out. I've kind of talked about me being mad about them releasing that, saying that they're going to be a launch title for the Switch, because they also did a Wii U version and a 3DS version of Isaac, and they're really bad, to the point where like on the 3DS it will just crash on like anytime you close the 3DS, it will just crash the game. Which, you know, on the 3DS you're closing that thing a lot because it's a portable console. Like it's rough.
That sounds real bad.
Yeah, it's disappointing to see.
Yeah.
Especially considering that there was also a mod for Isaac that came out like before Afterbirth Plus came out, called Antibirth. It was like a fan-made thing, and it's way better than Afterbirth Plus. It's
kind of sounds like it wasn't really worth the trouble getting those games on that platform.
Definitely not. Especially with like they were making a big deal like, oh, we want to get Isaac on Nintendo, like we want to get it, and then they'd put it there, and then they were like, okay, you're not getting any DLC. Like, and it's like, why not just get it on PC then? Like, it's not a taxing game. Like, I don't know. And then they were getting it on iOS, like right after they did their big push for like get it on Nintendo. It's now we got to get it on iOS.
They just seem like they want to be able to say Binding of Isaac is on every console, but they don't want to like put the effort in to make it a parody.
Yeah, so Nicholas is the people who are doing this, and Nicholas is famous for doing that with Cave Story.
Yeah.
I think you probably know about that.
Oh yeah.
It just seems like that's their idea of like success, is just we can say we did this for so many platforms, but like look at Cave Story 3D. Like that was
abysmal, right?
Do we have to look at it? Because I'd rather not.
No, it looks so bad.
It's really, it's like, and the original's such a pretty game. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, like I don't have a very high opinion of Nicholas after both Cave Story and this now. So hopefully, I would not suggest anyone really buy the Switch version of Isaac if you're getting a Switch at launch, because it is probably going to be either busted or poorly supported.
Mm-hmm. That's a shame.
Yeah.
Play anything else, Rose?
That should be it. I talked a fair bit.
All right, no problem. Mike Casamano.
The Taco Bell app is pretty well designed, but there's
swear
no
to
deals on
God.
it right now. I don't know what's up.
That's true.
Yeah, it's fun.
My girlfriend has that, and it was like we got 20% off our order like every single time. It was like, what?
Oh, I have no deals on my app right now. It's fucked up. It's like really well designed, but there's no deals. It's very disappointing.
You should go to the Taco
last night
Bell.
I played some WWE 2K17.
All right, we're done talking to you. Okay.
I entered
We're really
the ring.
done talking to you now.
for combat against Andy over here.
How'd that go?
Unpinned. Corky is still protected.
Great.
The Tophin face is still a protected finisher.
Great.
I hate this so much.
I hate it too. I regret inviting him on.
So what I did for my character is my nickname is Corky, and so I went through all the moves, and I went and I picked any option that had corkscrew in it. I took John Cena's five knuckle shuffle and turned that into the Tophin face because he does the face thing. And then I turned the lie detector into the corkscrew and a moonsault into the Kaza maneuver. And that was pretty fun to like have all these dumb names for my moves and my finishers. But the thing is, that game's still not good. Like, the loading is a little bit better, and the game just feels a little bit better. But you can't, like, manual targeting is kind of busted online. So we were in a triple threat with Scott and his character John Cena too. And we had a pretty tough time getting everything to work properly. And that was funny. Like, it was entertaining to us. But I imagine if you are going into that game looking for some actual, like, for some graps, you might be pretty disappointed, along with everything else about that game. But I think most of my gaming experiences have been with Andy in some shape or form, because it was WWE last night, and we were playing Overwatch pretty regularly. Me, Andy, Scott, John, Will Westwater, McDonald's Matt, some others.
Nobody knows who McDonald's Matt is.
John, I could have sworn you talked about this in the podcast.
No.
Oh, then I guess I have to explain.
You need to be a normal person, Mike.
I thought you talked about video games in this podcast, John. You didn't play in Overwatch.
Yes, I do, you sick fuck, but I don't talk about McDonald's. What?
Talk about how you have a fucking gang?
No, I just say I play Overwatch with my friends. That's all I say.
McDonald's Matt is a guy I met in the McDonald's.
Great.
Were you using the app?
I was using the app, yes. Like, not even a question. Overwatch is still an incredible game. I think I'm up to, like, 140 hours in it or something. I think I play it, like, every night.
It's very good.
Yeah.
I really like those new skins that they just showed off yesterday. They look really good.
They only showed off Diva in May, right?
Yeah.
They still look really nice,
But
though.
that Diva one is, like, really, really nice. I don't even play her, but, like, wow.
I'm very excited that they finally gave Diva a new skin.
John is finally vindicated.
I've seen some people saying that's going to be a one-day event, which sounds ridiculous.
That better not be.
I saw like some rumblings about that, and I'm like, if that happens, those servers are just going to crash.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's no like concrete source for that, so just hearsay. But still, like I've seen more than a few people saying it.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
I'm glad I didn't spend any of my PlayStation voucher code on anything, because I'm going to spend it on loot boxes.
God.
You're a criminal.
I'm just gonna have to hustle for that Diva skin then.
John will just have to play a lot of Overwatch.
Well, I need to get PS Plus first, so.
Yeah. I've also been playing Hitman.
Right.
That game is everything I wanted from a Hitman game, especially after playing Absolution, which I was curious to see if that game was still like as disappointing as I remembered it being, so I like watched a bunch of footage on YouTube and everything, and that game still seems excessively linear, and not open to improvisation, very, very restrictive, the kind of Splinter Cell stealth game design that you would expect from a game that just wants you to go into a certain path, and if you get spotted you have to reset to a previous checkpoint. The new Hitman encourages exploration, it encourages poking at the world and seeing what you can make happen, and that's everything that I want from like an open world game, even if that open world is small and very focused on murdering a target. I think that works very well for the Hitman franchise. I think it works very well for that character and that tone they're going for. That game seems a lot more upbeat and a lot more willing to be goofy. Because Absolution, I don't know if any of you remember how that game was tonally. It was this very weird mishmash of over-serious, po-faced storytelling and Robert Rodriguez grindhouse stuff, and it did not work at all. And by having a consistent tone throughout all of the new Hitman, that makes everything hit that much harder, because they're always nailing for weird, funny, offbeat moments that you create yourself in gameplay.
Mike, are there nuns with guns and leather suits though in it? Because that was the best.
It's possible.
Absolution.
There's only one thing I remember from Absolution, and it's one thing that I actually liked, so it's probably why I remember it, is when you do that wrestling match with that dude in an arena, and you can smuggle C4 into it and then just blow him up.
Holy shit.
That was pretty good. But that's like the only good part of that game.
I think by that point, I was just like not worried about playing that game stealthily, and I was just murdering everyone with a shotgun. Because
it allows you to just do that.
It's
like,
so frustrating. The way that game, like the scene it's either a train station or a bus stop, and so much of it is just like waiting for some guy to turn around, and then you move a couple inches and you wait for another guy to turn around, or like go in a certain loop and then you move another couple inches, and then if you get caught, then it turns into a shootout. And eventually I just embraced that. I embraced that the game wanted me to be like a murderer with an assault rifle rather than a sneaky assassin. And I think the game is like all the weaker for it. I don't know that I can recommend anyone play Hitman Absolution, but I can recommend plenty of people play the new Hitman, even if you don't know whether or not you want to play a Hitman game. I think that game lends itself very well to new players because it's the most accessible. If you just want to get to a funny kill, there are like ways to do that. They have all these little checkpoints in an opportunity, all these little waypoints that you can get to, and that'll help you get to something fun and entertaining and feel like you've done something meaningful in this world. Or you can try and put together your own little Rube Goldberg machine, and I think that's what's going to make this game very accessible to a lot of people and give it a longevity, give it some legs. Not just the content they've been rolling out, not just the free stuff, but also the fact that this game, I think, will hold the test of time very well, even as we leave it in the rearview mirror for more Hitman games as we go to the future. I think the fact that this game encourages so many different playstyles and so many different ways of approaching each situation, I think that'll make it a modern classic. And I don't use that term lately. I think this game is going to be very fondly remembered for a very long time.
Sure. Thank you, Mike.
The number 2 game of the year. Threes.
Yeah. Okay. You don't need to talk about threes again, Mike.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like, I have a PlayStation VR. I brought some people over to play it. Justin, Will Westwater. I don't know. I think Justin's been on the show, right?
Yeah, he was on one of the E3 episodes like 2 years ago.
It's been a while, though. My friend Justin and everyone's favorite boy, Will Westwater, who everyone should remember from this podcast. And then my friend Emma, who apparently sent John Wachowski a Facebook message this morning. She just like texted me at 8 in the morning saying, "Hey, I just texted John. We're going to see what happens."
She just said hi, and I was like, hi, and then she said that I was like your ultimate friend, and I was like, I guess so.
John Wachowski is Mike Casamano's ultimate friend.
Specifically, I said, I guess that's one way to put it, and then she called my response mysterious or something like that, and I was just like, oh, okay. I don't know.
But we played some VR games. I think VR is still currently best suited for dogfighting, and I showed them 2 dogfighting games, and I think that was the best way to show off that technology. I'm kind of interested in getting some people in front of the RE7 demo, or like some other non-dogfighty VR experiences. But right now, whenever people come over, I'm like, okay, try the Call of Duty thing, try the X-Wing thing, or try E-Valkyrie, because that is the stuff that I feel like a lot of people can instantly grasp. If they're more comfortable with motion controls, I'll throw them into the London Heist, the PSVR demo where you're shooting things in a Guy Ritchie movie, basically. But for the most part, giving people a controller and sitting them down in like a cockpit of a ship, I feel like that's accessible for a lot of people. And I hope more developers realize that. I get that Ace Combat is going to be a PSVR game. But I think there's a lot of potential for those kind of experiences where you're controlling it traditionally, but you still have sort of a stationary position in that world, like a racing game. I think cockpit stuff in VR is going to be very underutilized for a little bit, but as people realize that traditional game experiences don't really translate to VR all that well, I'm sure you'll see like more of that stuff start to happen, like maybe a Steel Battalion game where you're in virtual reality moving stuff around with like the Kinect, your Move controllers, or like your Oculus Touch or whatever. I think that's really well suited to VR. Like the more I play these dogfighting games, the more I play these racing games in VR, the more I'm convinced that we shouldn't worry about how to make shooters in VR. Stuff like Farpoint kind of seems misguided to me. Oh boy, Farpoint. Have we told that story on the show?
Probably not.
All right. Well, I guess I'll tell this story real quick. Back at E3 2016, everyone was getting ready to go back home after the press conference day. But I was doing stuff for E3 Insider, and they wanted me to shoot the banner going down over West Hall, which is the one you usually see in all the pictures.
Yeah, I don't think we told this specific story. I think we made like some sort of reference to this being fucked up, but I don't think we actually told the story.
Well, do you want to tell the story?
Do you want me to, or do you?
No, I mean, do you want me? Do you want me to tell the story? Do you want me?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just remembered that we didn't give full details.
People are going to learn tonight.
Yes.
Now that.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
I'm very tired. Don't worry about it. It's the end of press conference day, and we're all ready to go home, but I have to go shoot this banner going down. And, you know, John and the gang were still around, so like, hey, do you guys want to see this thing happen? Because it's a cool little bit of E3, and not a lot of people get to see this process. And they were like, yeah. And then one of the people I was working with told me it was an unannounced game, so it was under embargo until midnight. So we're like, oh, okay. We've heard a lot of rumors that Red Dead 2 is going to be at this show. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is Sony's big get. Because if it's an unannounced game and it's embargoed, like maybe this is the thing. Like they didn't put the banner up after the press conference. They're putting the banner up at night, like around 11:30. So we're outside and we're all excited for Resident Evil 2. I'm so fucking...
Red Dead.
I'm so tired. I'm so sorry.
Resident Evil 2.
Oh my god. Red Dead 2. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night. We're excited for Red Dead. Mm-hmm. We're all hyped. There's a nice lady there taking pictures who doesn't really know a whole lot about video games, so she doesn't like understand why we're all excited. And then the banner starts to come down, and we see like a little bit of like desert and stuff. We're like, okay, this has got to be it. This is an Old West game. And the rest of it comes down, and it's Farpoint. And apparently, you could hear our groans from up top when they were putting the banister down. It was just like us fucking falling to our hands and knees that we had like waited up all night just to get footage of this shitty VR game that none of us cared about. And then everyone heckled me on the way home because I made them stay up for something that was terrible.
I don't know, like I would like we probably would have stayed with you just to like support you and be like, yeah, let's hang out with Mike so he doesn't have to stand there alone. But the fact that we were, like, waiting for Red Dead Redemption 2, we were like, oh, baby, we're going to be the first people to know about Red Dead Redemption 2. And then it's like, oh, they announced this already.
It didn't look that good when they announced it the first time.
And it looked bad. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was fucked up.
That was a good E3, though. Even though I
fun,
spent most of it asleep or working.
Mm-hmm. We were like giving you shit for going to sleep so early, but you were like, I'm so fucking tired, John.
It was really funny because I walked into my apartment and I just fell on my bed with all my clothes on and just like laid there with the lights on while you guys were getting ready to record the podcast. You'd like keep coming upstairs and trying to coax information on how to work the machine out of my bleary ass.
We were like, Mike, how do you turn this on? And you were just like,
oh boy. I'm happy to say I have kept up the tradition of not being able to sleep.
Great. I'm so happy for you. Mike, are you all
dying.
Done? I know. Mike, are you done?
As done as I can be.
All right. Andy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just started back at school for a new semester. That's going okay.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Games, right? Those
sure,
are a thing.
if you wanna.
I don't really have anything else to talk about, so...
Alright, that's fair.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
The big one is I finally started Pokemon Sun.
Okay.
Nice.
So there is this ongoing saga of I forgot my 3DS and my EpiPen, which is probably the bigger deal, but I care more about the 3DS, up at my friend's house in Guelph, which is a 2-hour drive, 3-hour commute for me, because I have to take public transit, so I haven't had that for months. But my girlfriend lended me her 3DS, so I'm finally able to start that, and yeah, you weren't kidding when you said it's probably the best Pokemon game, John.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm about to finish the second island. I just did the grass trial.
Right.
And that game has, like, I haven't personally seen a lot of people mentioning how good the sense of humor in that game is.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, just the personality of everything is fantastic.
Like, there's this, it feels alive in a way that X and Y didn't. X and Y, now, looking back on it, feels like such a, in-between game. Like, yeah, we're trying to get this engine ready for the next one.
Yeah, we're figuring out 3D here.
Yeah. And, like, the one I keep coming back to is in the fire trial, there's this, like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a really good visual gag that happens a couple times, and it works really well. Because you start it, and you're like, okay, this is just, like, a standard thing, and then, like, all of a sudden, there's just this random thing that happens that doesn't, like, it's kind of a non sequitur, but it works. And, like...
Yeah, just because it's so goddamn funny, it's just like, holy shit,
wait a second, is that supposed to be there?
It's super good.
It's really good, and, like, the fact that they've incorporated, like, an actual decent storyline into it, as far as I can tell. Like, we've had talks about how the characters feel like properly written characters.
Yeah.
And it's just, like... That game captures a spirit that, like, the Pokemon TV show had when you were a kid. Where it's, like, your friends going around with you and doing this thing together that a lot of the games haven't been able to do because they've been this, like, isolated experience where you're just going from gym to gym and then occasionally your rival shows up.
Yeah, in a way, I feel like the game does it better than the Pokemon anime did, because, like even as a kid, I remember, like, by the time Pokemon 2000 came out, I was like, why the fuck is all this stuff just happening to Ash? Like, this is real dumb. And then, but in this game, it feels a lot, like, I mean, obviously, it's just over one game, so it's not like you're fighting Mewtwo and Lugia and all that shit, obviously, but, like, they incorporate all the different characters in some way. Like, yes, you're the main character, but, you know, shit happens to Lily, Hao gets involved, the professor gets involved. Like, it's way more of an ensemble story, so it feels way more natural that, like, even though you eventually become, like, recognized as the greatest battler in the region, there are still other important characters, and it really feels like you couldn't have done it alone, and that is very different from other games and the anime. You know, like, Ash is just like, oh, Pikachu, just win everything, fuck you. But in this game, it's like, yeah, here, I am here with not just my Pokemon friends, but my human friends, and we work together to get this done, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and speaking of the Pokemon friends, I'm sure you've talked about this, but they do a really great job of making you care about your Pokemon as well. Like,
yeah, like the Pelago, yeah.
Well, the Pokepelago and even just the refresh after battles. Because there's no reason not to do that, because you get rid of, like,
status
effects and everything. So you actually have to take care of these Pokemon. It's just, like, I expected to like it. I didn't expect to like it this much. And it's, like, just been a really pleasant surprise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, other than that, like, Overwatch, like Mike said, we've talked about that. That game's still great. I'm still the best Reinhardt to ever live.
You're pretty damn good.
And you goddamn right I am. Final Fantasy 15 I've been playing, but I'm still really early, because I'm, like, obsessed with doing side quests. So I'm still on like chapter 5, even though I'm like 10 levels above where I should be.
That's the way to play that game.
It's really good, though. Yeah, no, it definitely makes it like less frustrating when you do get to like those story beats where you're like, oh, this is supposed to be like really challenging, but if it was really challenging, it would be such a chore. I think specifically like the bases are what I'd consider like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that game, like, again, I expected to like it, but I'm like really invested in it. I had a really good time playing it with my girlfriend, and I played it over the like winter, like the week of Christmas and after, and just like the whole like goofy atmosphere of everything makes for a really fun game to like just watch or play. And then I've been playing way too much Crusader Kings 2. Like, I have a really bad, I have a problem. I have a really bad problem with where I just will, like, people talk about Civilization being the game where it's like, oh, just one more turn, and you lose, like, hours on end. Crusader Kings 2 has a problem where there aren't turns, so you just let it play, and then it's 5 in the morning. And you missed that it's 5 in the morning because the Earl Dolphin got your wife pregnant, and you need to go on a multi-generational revenge spree.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to share a little bit of that tale with our listeners.
I would love to. I think you were there for this, and Scott was.
Yeah.
So I was playing in the Kingdom of Scotland. I had just become the King of Scotland, actually, and I got a little notification while playing that someone in my court, Earl Dolphin, earned the title Earl Dolphin the Seducer. And I'm not mispronouncing like a name or anything. His name is literally Dolfin. It's just Dolphin. And we had a really good laugh about that until Earl Dolphin had sex with my wife and got her pregnant. Worst of all being that it was a son. So I had to go and I had to kill Earl Dolphin. Because it was just a respect thing. I'm the king, and like, you know, his name's Dolphin. So the way
that allowed to bang your wife.
No, not unless I'm playing Overwatch, and we're not explaining that joke. So the method that I killed him was I blew him up with cow manure. Which I thought was a really perfect way to go. The way I described it was, I think actually someone said this to me on Twitter, was that the rubble spelled out "don't email my wife," which is like probably the funniest thing I've thought of in regards to that game. And then I had to take care of the kid because the kid had claims on stuff that I wanted to invade later on. But then my wife found out that I killed the kid, so she tried to kill me. So I had this like just really tense marriage where we were both trying to kill each other, and she kind of won because I died of natural causes, and now I think she's also trying to kill my current king because she likes the other son more. So yeah,
what an event.
That's been my Crusader Kings adventure. That game is really good at just generating those stories organically. Because just the amount of absurd stuff that happens is, like, it's constantly coming at you. But yeah, that's my requisite, way too old, not relevant game that I've been playing. But yeah, I think that's everything.
To hear you play it, you've been really selling me on it.
It's a really fun game. It's intimidating as hell, to start, but it is the worst thing that they did was make you think you need to know every system to start playing that game. Because you really don't. The way I always tell people to start is, like, start playing as someone within a kingdom. Play as, like, a duke or a lord of some place. Because then you just have to handle this one small area, and, like, you can learn all the systems before you get on the, like, grander continental scale of the political stuff. Especially like early on, because within petty kingdoms, lords can fight each other, so you can learn combat without having to take on an entire giant kingdom. But yeah, I mean, I'd still recommend it. They just put out new DLC, actually, like, a couple weeks ago, that's like a Black Plague-themed DLC, that I'm not downloading because I know that would just decimate me. But, yeah, no, I still think that is the Paradox game to go to over, like, Europa Universalis, or Stellaris still needs a lot of patching to be done. Like, whenever I talk to people about it, the general consensus is, yeah, that game's going to be great in 2 years. Because Crusader Kings took a while to get good too.
I'm just imagining like this like stereotypical ass king like looking at like a scroll that just says like new DLC Black Plague, and he's just like, oh, I'm not gonna download that. Forget this.
Basically, it's like I already downloaded the Vikings. I don't need any more trouble.
Look, I'm good.
Yeah.
Can I uninstall like there's this like Vikings like beating down his fucking door, and he's like, can I uninstall this?
Oh god.
Jesus.
I will say the worst thing though about Crusader Kings 2 is you have to spend $5 to be able to create a character. It's like there's DLC for Ruler Creator, which is like
Yeah, I was just looking at the Steam page and there's like $160 of DLC or something.
It's $287 if you're in Canada.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's getting up there. It's not quite Truck Simulator levels, but it's getting up there. Because they have a lot of just like, here's this black metal soundtrack you can have for the game.
Alright.
Yeah, like Viking Metal DLC for $3.
Why not?
Yeah, and then it's like, here's like a portrait pack. So it's just like, they're constantly putting out like random stuff for it. But yeah, that's me. That's what I've been playing. That's how I've been.
Alright, thank you.
Actually, before we move on to news...
Okay, Mike.
Okay.
I want to talk with you guys about Overwatch characters.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What about it?
I just had a conversation with some folks recently where we were talking about how certain Overwatch characters can like get out of their roles. They can switch, if you will. I've been playing a lot of Attack Symmetra recently.
Is this just
parlaying
into you bragging about your Symmetra?
No. I mean, we can do that if you want.
No, we don't.
But I'm sort of like curious, have any of you guys ever had success with taking a character who was like an established defense or offense hero and using them like almost exclusively in the opposite scenario? Like I know some people like an Attack Widowmaker from time to time, but I'm thinking like, are there any other examples of characters that have switched that you guys can think of? Because I'm always on the lookout for that. I'm always on the lookout for unorthodox Overwatch strategies that people won't expect.
For me, I usually end up using Sombra on defense because she's really good at sneaking behind them when they're all trying to storm ahead then just ruining like a Reinhardt shielding them or something and stuff like that. And it just, especially with, I don't think it's on the main build now, but on the PTR they increased how fast she hacks.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
It's just so good. It's so good. Other than that, I just use Ana for everything because she's so good in every situation.
Yeah, Ana I find is one of the more versatile support characters in the game. Like just the amount of utility she has makes her really fun to play on offense or defense, especially with the sleep dart if you can nail that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like people in console have been like really upping their Ana game. I've been seeing her a lot recently, and every time I run into one, they just wreck my shit.
That PC meta, dude. It's coming in. It's finally transferring over. It's the worst. I think the one I'd say is Zenyatta's really fun to play as an attack hero.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He's secretly just a sniper.
He's secretly the best sniper in that game. He's just really like hard to nail down. But like since they changed the way his health works, like he's still squishy as hell, but the fact that he mostly regens all his health has made him like really interesting to play. He's also the only healer I'm any good at on console, so there's that.
You should look into Mercy. Mercy's just like easy.
Oh no, I know. I always feel way too much pressure with Mercy. And then I guess the other thing is I always play Reinhardt way too aggressively when I'm on attack.
But your Reinhardt is really good, so you make up for it.
I mean, it's like you're kind of like your Symmetra being super offensive. Sometimes if you know the map well enough, you can do really dumb shit with a hero that you shouldn't do it with.
I mean, that's my favorite part about Attack Symmetra is that, again, nobody expects it. So you just like keep going until you get your, I don't want to give away all my secrets, but you keep going until you get a shield generator. You hide it someplace they can't find it, and then all of a sudden Symmetra has even more operating health that regenerates, like exactly like Zenyatta. So she has this super powerful gun and the ability to like build kill rooms so she can make a pretty easy retreat, while still having her back being watched by these turrets. So you all of a sudden you have a character that can like get into some enemy lines and just absolutely clean the fuck up, and no one expects it because Symmetra is not that character. I'm basically playing Symmetra like a Reaper.
Symmetra's been one of... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, my issue with that on the PC version is that when they edited her gun lock-on range to be longer, it made it like she's impossible to deal with at all on PC. At least I don't know how it is on console.
I make it work on console. I make it work.
It's such a nightmare, and
I get some play of the games.
Yeah, so I got a play of the game for setting one up where I was Mercy, and I just put attack on her, and she just goes in and she kills the entire enemy team twice.
Jesus!
She just hops around and shoots her gun, just holds the button, and just.
I will say Symmetra is one of the most mishandled characters in that game in terms of like both balance and like messaging. Because like,
definitely,
like we've had this conversation where she's not really a support; she's a defense hero.
Right.
And also, like, they can't seem to figure out how to make her gun be either terrible or too good. I will say, since the rework of her ultimate and her alternate ability, like the shield she can shoot out, she has become a lot more viable, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because I feel like Symmetra and Reinhardt work really well together because Symmetra can put up a bunch of like turrets and have like her shield, so when Reinhardt's shield drops, she throws out her shield, and then those turrets keep anyone from trying to come in at the Reinhardt, so that allows the Reinhardt shield to recharge. Very useful. If you see my Cosmano on the PS4 and I'm playing a Symmetra, watch the fuck out.
What about you, John? Anything or?
No, because I get yelled at if I'm not playing as Diva.
No.
So
You're a very good Diva.
Yeah, that's no reason to yell at him, Mike.
Yeah, well, I want to win.
Yeah, you're a violent man. What are you even playing, John?
Oh, yeah, I do need to talk about that.
Yeah, because you just put up the thing.
Okay, well, yeah, I posted my review of Yakuza 0. That is a very, very good game. I don't have to make allusions to it anymore. I can just outright say it. I would say that semi-recently I got into Yakuza. Like, there was a bit where I was playing 4, because it was a PS Plus game, but I finally played all the way through it, and I just fell in love with everything about those games. Played a little bit of 5, and then I got the, like, review code email for 0, so I was like, I'll just play 0. Boy, Yakuza 0 is amazing. Like, really fantastic. Like, if you have any interest in Yakuza, or if you've played the games in the past, it's second to none. It's very, very obviously the best of the games so far.
Boy. That's a lot, because I was always like, I've played 3, 4, and 5, and I've always been like, 4 is the best one. But,
I think 0 is better than 4.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, the story is, it's pretty fun. It's, for what it is for Yakuza, like, you play as 2 separate characters, Kiryu, who is the main character of the series, and, Majima, who is, he's been in a couple of the games. He's kind of like a fan-favorite character, but, Kiryu's story is that, this is both earlier in their Yakuza careers. For Kiryu, he is just starting out, and he gets embroiled in a murder cover-up because the Dojima family is trying to take over an empty lot that, if they buy it, they can put a building there and basically secure the entirety of the city's, like pleasure area, basically, like their like gambling and like hostess clubs and all that. So Kiryu gets all wrapped up in that, and eventually he ends up becoming a real estate agent. because that's just what happens. And then for Majima, if you've played Yakuza 4, you'll remember that Majima and Saejima were supposed to go perform a hit together, but Majima ended up not going, and because of that, he was punished. So Yakuza 0's story for Majima is basically everything that happened pretty much directly after that, where he is stuck working at a cabaret to pay off his debt to the Yakuza family that he betrayed. But, you know, that sounds serious until you actually play it. I mean, the like, main storyline is serious, I would say, but once you get past that and you get into the side quests, there's some real dumb, fun shit in that game. Like, you end up teaching a dominatrix how to be domineering, and then later on her client comes to you and says, hey, since you're so good at teaching her how to be domineering, I'll work for you, because then you can be domineering to me in business. You help a guy cross a bridge while he's wearing a flashy jacket because he needs help, because he wants to show off his jacket, but every time he does, he gets the shit beat out of him, so you have to protect him while he's walking over the bridge. There's just a bunch of, like, dumb side stories like that. They're all very funny, and very well written. The mini games are, like, there's, like, really well done mini games throughout the game too. Like, the bowling mini game is as good as any bowling mini game I've ever played. They have 2, like, perfect recreations of arcade games in there. Outrun, and of course my favorite arcade game of all time, well, maybe, but one of them, Space Harrier, which I'm so happy about. There's just so many, like, little things to constantly do in that game that it never gets old. And then the combat is also fantastic, where I don't know how many characters you play as in, like, pre-Yakuza 4 games. Is it just Kiryu?
I think it's mostly just Kiryu. I haven't played 2, and I haven't finished 1, but I know in 1 you just play as Kiryu, and in 3 you just play as Kiryu.
Okay, so since in Yakuza 4 and 5 there are multiple characters, which helps mix up the combat a bit, because they have different fighting styles. Well, in Yakuza 0, that's not the case. It's just Kiryu and Majima. So to mix that up, they add different fighting styles. So when you first start playing as Kiryu, he just has a brawler fighting style. But as time goes on, you unlock 2 more. One of them is just like a swift, like, faster punching style that kind of reminds me of Akiyama from Yakuza 4. But the other one it's called the Beast style, and he's just like, he trudges instead of walks, and if you're next to a weapon, you can just press square and he immediately picks it up and uses it, so you don't have to, like, press O and aim it. Like, he just grabs it and swings it at the nearest enemy. And then Majima, his basic one it's called the Thug style, which is just basically like a standard fighting style. And then he has a Batter style, which he has an unlimited attack bat, so it doesn't break like weapons normally do. And then he has a breakdancing style,
God.
He just breakdances and kicks the shit out of people, and it's great. But yeah, the combat's really fun. You end up in previous games you would level up by using, like, experience orbs that you would get by leveling up, but in this game you just spend money, and you get a lot of money from your business ventures. Like I said, Kiryu has he's a real estate agent, so you actually, like, do real estate in the game. And for Majima, with his cabaret business, it's a lot like the Hostess Club minigames in 5. So you're just, like, assigning women to the different tables and making sure that the cabaret is being run properly. So you make a lot of money from that, and then you spend that money to upgrade your character. And I mean, that's pretty much the basis of the game. Like, there's a lot to do, and but the main through line is just doing these side missions and doing the story so you can see what's next, because you end up really caring about those characters. I have loved Kiryu since I started playing 4, and Like now I love him even more, and Majima's also really great in this game. It's so much fun, and I recommend it to anybody who's even a little bit interested. You should definitely check it out. But I mean, other than that, I started dabbling in my first Final Fantasy game.
Ooh.
Oh,
I started playing Final Fantasy VI.
that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm playing the PS1 version on my Vita. I'm not that far. I just got to the point, or no, I didn't just get to it. I got to the point where it's like Terra, Locke, and what's his name? The king. Edgar. Yeah, it's like when they split up. Oh no, it's Sabine. Sabine splits up with them.
Yeah.
So I finished Terra's route. I'm almost in Phlox, and then I'm gonna go to Sabine's. But I really like it so far. I was surprised. I mean, this is probably something that, you know, everyone knows about all these old Final Fantasy games, so I'm gonna try not to just dwell on it too much. But I was surprised at how like modern the writing was. Like, sure, there's a little bit of like, oh yeah, they're just kind of saying what they need to say because this is a Super Nintendo game and they need to get along with it. But there's like some humor in that game that I wasn't expecting. Like, I was just kind of ready for it to be like oh, you like spoony bard level of shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's all I've heard about that stuff. But I was like, no, this is like a legit funny, like,
Yeah.
good
Like,
game. Yeah.
with 5, they started doing that because I think that the first 4 Final Fantasies are very tropey type stuff like that. But like 5 is very Shakespearean comedy
Right.
type stuff. And then I think 6 has a great blend of both humor and like seriousness. I'm interested to see how much of it you end up playing. It has a really interesting ending, in my opinion.
I want to finish it. Might take me a while, but I'll definitely finish it. Like, I've meant to like play a Final Fantasy game for a long time, so this is kind of my excuse. Like, I was thinking about making 15 my first one, but that game is so different. I felt like, you know,
Yeah.
I should try to play like a traditional Final Fantasy, and 6 was the one that everyone was like, if you want to play one of the Super Nintendo ones, that and 4 are the good ones.
Yeah.
I have a Game Boy Advance copy I've been sitting on, and now that I actually have a GBA, I should play that.
Yeah, those ports
Yeah,
are pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They added a couple things in them. Like, I think a couple bosses and a couple, like, balance changes.
Yeah, like I was like racking my brain because I was like looking up, like, you know, they have pretty much every possible Final Fantasy on Vita. Like,
They sure do.
up to 10. So I was like trying to figure out like which version is the correct one to pick up. Should I go and get the GBA version? Should I get the PS1 version that's on the Vita? Should I try to look for like the actual Super Nintendo version? Like, and it's really up in the air, but basically everyone was like, you know what, none of them are like actively bad, except for like, you know, there's a couple of them that's like, these games are bad no matter what you do. Like, don't even look at Final Fantasy 2.
God, no.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Isn't there a
like
port of 6 for the phone?
Yeah, and it...
The phone ports aren't good.
No, I mean, I know
Like
that.
they're on Steam too, and they fixed them up on Steam, but the phone ports like run kind of shittily, and also they look bad.
Yeah, they like tried to smooth out the sprites, didn't they?
yeah.
They basically remade the game in RPG Maker,
Ooh.
and it looks like really bad. Which it looks worse because the thing about Final Fantasy is Amano art, Yoshitaka Amano, the like really fancy, like, you know, flourishy, wispy art. They have those portraits still, like they do in FF6 and everything. But then it's like over this like MS Paint character, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, like I was also surprised like how well those like really detailed character portraits were translated to like the 16-bit style. I was like, huh, yeah, like this actually looks really nice in here. Like I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people are like, John, you are so fucking behind. Holy shit! But I don't know. I was just really impressed.
You'd be surprised.
I was impressed with how good that game looks and it plays and all that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people haven't played like old Final Fantasy games. I think
So at the very least, I can recommend that people try 6. Do your research a little bit.
that was the endorsement they were waiting for.
Yeah, Square Enix is gonna tweet at me, and there's gonna be finally, thank you.
Finally, our fantasy came true.
Nah.
I'll leave.
Let's talk. Not before you talk about your news story, Andy.
Oh, are we starting with me?
Well, if you want.
Nah, the way you said that made me think. I can if you want.
Go right ahead.
Okay, mine's probably one of the smaller ones, because there's still, not many details about it. But, I think just a couple days ago, everyone's favorite Twitter user, Swery65, the developer of Deadly Premonition and the now confirmed, dead D4, there won't be any more of that, unfortunately, has started his own. He left Access Games a little while back, and he has now started his own company called White Owls Inc. It's a completely independent studio. This comes off the back of him having a lot of health issues, and in an interview with Giant Bomb, he did say that he is 100% now. His health issues have all cleared up, and he's taking steps to make sure they don't come back, which is really good news. But he's kind of been being a little cagey about who he's working with. But he said he's got a few Japanese independent developers, a lot of creatives in Japan who want to do independent stuff working with him, and there'll probably be more news about that in the next year or so. But it's just really exciting news to see him back in charge of something.
Absolutely, yeah. I was seeing some talk that he was he's gonna be working in VR.
Oh God.
Which, sure, that's gonna be fucking crazy. And 2, earlier today, even, he posted a picture of him going out to eat with Suda, so I would not be too surprised if, you know how Suda said that he was getting a lot of indie devs to work on the new No More Heroes project. Maybe Swery might help out with that.
That is a dream team for us.
Yeah, totally, it really is. Just Suda, developing a boss for No More Heroes would be really good.
You mean Swery?
Excuse me. Yeah, Swery, developing a boss for No More Heroes would be really good.
I'd want Swery to do all the side quests. That's what I'd want.
Oh, yes. Oh, that would be so good.
Yeah, have we... John, I don't know. I'm a little behind on the show, unfortunately, but I don't know if you've mentioned, your idea for what the indie developers would be doing, doing the side jobs.
Yeah, I mentioned that,
yeah, okay.
But, that would be really cool if they did, some of those, I mean, especially after, No More Heroes 2, those side jobs being, specifically, jokes on, about, classic 8-bit, NES games. I still can't get over, that they put a Mock Rider parody in No More Heroes 2, as if Suda himself, was, looking directly at me and said, "You're welcome, John." Because I'm the only person who likes Mock Rider, I think.
It's not very well known, so...
Yeah, I mean, and even the people that do know it don't like it. The Jeremy Parrish of Retronauts made an episode of Good Intentions, which is where he plays every NES game about Mock Rider recently, and I'm 90% sure I talked him down from making it extremely negative, because he was tweeting about how much he hated it, and I was like, well, I like it, and then I told him what I liked about it. So I'm 90% sure that if I didn't step in, he was just going to be like, this game is garbage. So thanks, Jeremy, for making I'm sure the video would have been good either way, but thanks, Jeremy, for not shitting on a game I like. Even though I get it. Even though I totally get it. That game is kind of weird. Anyway, thank you, Andy, for the news reading. Rose, would you like to do yours now?
Sure. So yesterday, there was a Fire Emblem Nintendo Direct.
Yes.
And we didn't really know what was going to be in it. We basically expected, hey, they have that app that's coming, that and the Animal Crossing one or whatever. those got delayed to this year, so we're probably going to see something about that. And they'll probably see something about the Switch.
Right.
But they actually started it out by announcing a new 3DS, well, newish 3DS Fire Emblem game that's coming out May 19th, I believe, which is a remake of the second ever Fire Emblem game that never came out here. And I'm actually very interested in this one because they said that, and I've seen some like articles about this before, but it's not really like a traditional Fire Emblem game. John, I know you haven't played much of Awakening, I believe is the only one you've played.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mike's into Awakening, and you got into Fates, right?
Yeah, I finished Conquest, and then I wanna play the others because I earned that copy of Fire Emblem Fates. I stayed up well past my boy's bedtime every night, waiting for someone to fuck up and reveal that the collector's edition was on sale somewhere. I eventually got it off the Best Buy eBay page, along with like 50 other copies, at 4 in the fucking morning. Pacific time, even. And then I have it. I waited for so long, because I missed it the first time. And then I was like, oh, wait, all the games are in this one cartridge. I don't have to fuck around with getting like a digital version or like 2 different cartridges. Just one cart, all the games. That's what I want. But I didn't pre-order it when I first went up, so I had to go on an Indiana Jones style quest.
I don't think that one has all of them. I think it has Conquest and it also has Revelations.
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah,
okay.
That was the big thing was you could get Revelations early just by having it on there.
Holy shit. Okay.
I thought it was really stupid that they made that the collector's edition and not just an option you could do because like I wanted to get it for my girlfriend. Yeah, like I wanted to get it for my girlfriend, and instead it was like, oh, now I have to go just buy all of them individually, I guess. Like, ugh.
Yeah, that was just like the most nuisance thing they could have done.
It's classic Nintendo in that regard.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about this new game. What's it called?
Yeah.
What it is.
So what I like about it is it's not more like the more recent Fire Emblems or even like the past like 10 years of Fire Emblem, really, where it's like, you know, you have a world map. Go in the world map, and then you go to the location, and that's like the strategy map, and you just play a level. This is more like kind of like a Final Fantasy almost, where you can like explore this overworld. You can talk to NPCs. You do dungeons almost, and you just wander into these like maps instead of just like selecting it. So that sounds kind of cool to me. They've redone like all the art and everything for it, and I did not expect a Fire Emblem game this quick, because Fates was a good, 3 years after Awakening, and now it's only been a year since Fates. But those things are selling like nuts, so I'm not too surprised, I guess.
Yeah, Fire Emblem's kind of become one of their flagship franchises now.
Oh, yeah. Which you'd never expect when they made, 16 copies of Radiant Dawn for the Wii back in the day. But yeah, other than that, which is it's called Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadow of Valencia, I think it's pronounced. But that's that one. Other than that, they said, hey, we're making a Switch Fire Emblem. That's not coming out for a year, probably more, if we're going by the last Fire Emblem game they announced for a home console, which was Tokyo
Radiant
Mirage
Dawn.
Sessions.
I mean,
Tokyo Mirage Sessions was more of just an RPG.
Yeah, but even that was oh, hey, they announced that when they announced the Wii, and then it didn't come out until last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just said, hey, that's gonna be a thing, and then they also said hey, you remember we announced Fire Emblem Dynasty Warriors? Yeah, here's the trailer again. Also, it's on the 3DS. Okay.
The new 3DS family, specifically.
Yeah, the new 3DS, especially, which I think is for the best, because I heard when they ported Hyrule Warriors to 3DS, didn't go so well for the original 3DS.
Yeah, they said that they were going to be specific games that were for new 3DS only, and I almost feel like not saying that outright and not letting people fuck up and buy those games for something that it's going to play poorly on is worse than just saying, hey, you're not going to be able to buy it.
Yeah, I know Hyrule Warriors was getting sub 10 frames per second when you got anywhere above 10 enemies, which guess what? It's a Dynasty Warriors game, so there's like 50 enemies on screen at all time. It's
bad move.
Other than that, they did show off the app, which is the one thing I thought it was going to be the only thing they showed. But it's Fire Emblem Heroes, which if you've ever seen any of those, like, even ignoring like Japanese ones like Grand Blue Fantasy and stuff like that, like those Marvel games on the phones or whatever, or the WWE collectible card game.
Oh, 4 out of 5 at videogamechoochoo.com.
You can play that, a version of that, but it's Fire Emblem characters from like every Fire Emblem game. And I guess this has the benefit of, at least it looks like they didn't mess up the gameplay too much from the original like concept, where like the maps are smaller because obviously they want it to be like a very quick experience instead of like you're sitting down, you're making quick saves and stuff. But it has the same like, oh, the lance is good against the axe, or the bow is good against the Pegasus Knights, stuff like that. Like, it seems like the same thing. But it does have the only way to get characters is by using the special currency thing, and they do the especially nefarious thing.
The gotchas.
No, it's even worse than that, because like most gacha stuff is just like, oh, you know, it's completely random, or you get like one guaranteed one and then 9 random ones or something like that. This one is you summon one and then it goes, hey, like, let me make you a little special deal. Price is in half now. And you're like, oh shit, I gotta do that. And then you do that.
If I remember, it's specifically like whenever you enter it, it starts out and it's like, we're gonna charge you 5.
Yep.
And then
it's
you
like
roll again,
4.
it's 4, and then 3. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, and it's like, so then like it's just like the game's like whispering, going like, Crom comes up to you and goes, hey buddy, why don't you just like, it's only 1.
Come on, dude.
It's only 1. It's only $2.99. Come on.
You know you want fucking the sorcerer dude. You want Henry, right? You want him.
You want to see Hot Springs Lucina, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Get that shiny Tharja.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's going to be. It doesn't look too bad as far as those games go, but that part especially made me go like, oh, yeah, it sure is one of those, huh?
Yeah. I mean, there was something that I was that at least seemed cool, was that, if like because Fire Emblem is all about like permadeath, but the nice thing was that if your character dies in the battles, you don't just lose them forever. So that's nice. And B, you can just upgrade one character, so you don't have to just like roll new characters constantly. Like, oh, I need to get a level 3 Crom. Like, no, you could just take your level 2 Crom and level him up to a level 3. Like, that's at least kind of cool.
Yeah,
but you don't have to do that.
That is one of the most like egregious problems with gacha games, is that like needing to re-roll to get a better version of the same character you have. So I'm really glad they're doing away with that.
Yeah, I know, like, my girlfriend plays Grand Blue Fantasy, and when she was starting out, people were legitimately telling her, like, when she got her first free, like, you get a free character or whatever at the beginning. It's like, if you don't get a good one, it's just like, no, make a new account and do that all again. Like, that's the only way you'll be good at this game. And it's like, oh.
I ended up doing that when I tried to play Puzzle and Dragons. So, yep.
I'm hoping, since it's Nintendo, and for all I can say about Nintendo, they are at least conservative with, like, microtransaction type behavior. I'll hope that maybe this isn't as egregious as a lot of more popular games like that, like the Kenkols and stuff. Right. But I'm not having my hopes high.
Sure.
I will say, like, they said they re-recorded, like, every character's voice lines. They, like, got, like, a bunch of different artists to draw like different things, and they all look like really nice, and I'm sure they'll keep doing that. I know that's a thing with a lot of these card type games, is they always get a lot of artists to draw like, oh, here's the new one, like here's winter one and stuff like that. So I'm sure they'll do stuff like that, and it'll look nice. We'll get some good art out of it, even if we don't want to pay for it. But yeah, that game's coming out on it was only coming out on Android. That was like a thing I was thinking like, oh, this must be like because Super Mario Run's not out on Android yet. They want to give Android a bone. But they did confirm that it's on Android and iOS the same day on the 2nd of February.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty soon.
Yeah. I'm really wondering when that Animal Crossing game's coming out, the app, because
it's got to be before the end of March because they said that all of those games are going to be out by the end of the fiscal year. So,
yep.
Then
I wonder what is that going to be? Like, I figured this was going to be that, like a mobage type. That's what these are. Like, gacha style games.
I bet
for Fire Emblem, but
I bet Animal Crossing is just going to be some kind of like village sim thing where you're just like, oh, here, put the town hall here.
What's the game with the cats? Neko Atsume, that's it.
Yeah, I could see something like that.
Animal Crossing Villagers. Yeah, sure. But yeah, that's Fire Emblem. It exists.
Yes.
This is a far cry from when they were telling the Awakening development team that they were going to like stop making Fire Emblem forever. And now we have 4 games at once.
Yeah, things change.
They sure do. I wish they would make a Metroid.
Or at least let them make a new Advance Wars.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, sure. Even if they were just like, oh, like the Fire Emblem team's making Advance Wars. Here you go. Like, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
like lie to people and make them be like, oh yeah, no, they totally didn't make games before Fire Emblem.
Look, this is the new IP. It's called Switch Wars.
Yeah,
and
whatever.
The tanks can kiss now.
Yeah.
Will that please play the game?
And the grenades will come from the future for you. And
God.
Look, just trust me. These grenades are from the future. They look the same, but look. I don't care how samey they look. They're from a couple days ago, alright? That's all we could manage.
This pistol is a child of this other pistol.
Alright, Mike, it's your turn.
I actually misheard you earlier when you were talking about Hot Springs Lucina. I thought you said Hot Springs Cena. I was very excited for where that was going.
No, you have to play the 4 out of 5 WWE game.
Oh, okay. I need to
get that one.
Combine my John Cena cards.
That would have bumped that up to a 5 out of 5. I don't know.
If you could have John Cena's child from the future just come through.
Cena Jr., yeah.
God, if you think about it, American Alpha are kind of like the Lucina to Kurt Angle's Marth.
Alright, we need to stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
You need to leave.
Yeah, Mike, how about instead of talking about wrestling, you talk about your news story?
Ubisoft has acquired the folks what made Guitar Hero Live Video Game Choo-Choo's Best Surprise 2015.
That wasn't... Did that really win Best Surprise?
Yeah.
Are you yanking my chain?
No, I'm serious. It won Best Surprise. Because it was the best surprise. Like, if you look back at Guitar Hero Live...
Okay. Finish the story.
Guitar Hero Live's really good. You need context to understand the story. In that Guitar Hero Live and DJ Hero as well were both interesting takes on the established conventions of the rhythm and plastic instrument genre. But nobody really played them because you had to buy these new instruments that were a little unfamiliar and maybe took the game in some different directions. It wasn't really what people were used to. They weren't really interested in investing in a larger, like another thing they'd have to send to Goodwill eventually, just to try out this new thing. So I think it's really interesting that Ubisoft has acquired Freestyle Games, the folks who did DJ Hero, Guitar Hero Live. They're being renamed Ubisoft Leamington. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And they're going to be working with Ubisoft's spider web network of studios and Assassin's Creed houses, and they're just going to make games. And I hope that eventually they do enough stuff at Ubisoft to earn another shot at the rhythm genre, because I think between DJ Hero and Guitar Hero Live, they have a lot of great ideas, and they know how to execute them, and I hope they get the funding and the time in the spotlight they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me pitch something.
Hit me.
Assassin's Creed, but you play as a band man. You do guitars and DJing to kill people.
So like the rhythm violence aspect of Thumper, but with the Assassin's Creed trappings.
Exactly. But also you need a guitar peripheral to play it.
I'm fine with that. I ain't gonna complain. Guitar Hero Live's great. Best surprise.
All right. Thank you, Mike. So, for our last news story, I have decided to give everybody a quick fighting game roundup, because that's kind of the only other thing that happened this week. So, a new version of Guilty Gear Xrd was announced this past week, called Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. Which means that it is the third version of Guilty Gear Xrd. But they have announced 2 new characters for this version. Baiken, who is a classic character from Guilty Gears of the past. She's the one-armed samurai lady. And she seems to have pretty much the same moves that she had before. She has been a character that a lot of people have been requesting. Like, I remember specifically when they were announcing DLC for all the other Guilty Gear games, everyone was going, where's Baiken, where's Baiken, where's Baiken? So I'm glad that people have her back. And a brand new character was announced named Answer, Answer, Answer. He is a business ninja who is Chip Zanuff's aide, because Chip Zanuff, if you recall, is the president in Guilty Gear world. So they have a ninja president, and so of course they have to have a ninja aide. But Answer's big thing is that he can throw business cards, and he can teleport to the cards, or he can like shoot out a shadow clone to the card. So that's kind of his deal, is like teleportation and projectiles. So he seems cool. But so on the other end, instead of anime, we have comic books, and a bunch of Injustice 2 information came out. Injustice 2 is coming out on May 7th. There's going to be a multiplayer beta. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but they have sign-ups, so I would go check like Ed Boon's Twitter for that. But they also announced a bunch of characters. They had like a new trailer. And they confirmed that Bane, Poison Ivy, the Robin in that game is going to be Damian Wayne. They talked about how there were going to be some like different versions of like the game that you can buy that have like different like character skins. Like you can buy a skin for Supergirl that like that turns her into Power Girl. Like they even give her like new dialogue and new voiceover. They have one that turns the Hal Jordan Green Lantern into Jon Stewart, stuff like that. So they have a couple of those skins, but I think so far the only way you can get them is if you buy like the special editions. Like there's the regular edition, there's a special edition that's like $70 or $80, and then there's a like ultimate edition that's $100. So hey, maybe just wait for the Game of the Year edition for this one.
That's a safe bet for almost any video game released ever at this point.
I mean, yes, but especially NetherRealm fighting games.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they also confirmed that the pre-order character for this game will be Darkseid. So Darkseid's going to be in that.
I was looking to see if the beta sign-up was on their website, and actually they have a thing saying now that on the 24th they're going to be doing a stream announcing a lot of characters.
Okay.
So that's something to look out for too, if you're interested in Injustice.
All right. So I mean that's pretty much it for Injustice, but yeah, we'll keep up on that. We'll keep y'all posted. All right. So I will go on to questions, and then we can wrap this bad boy up.
Put a bow on it. Send it out the door, baby.
All right. So if you would like to send questions to us, you can send them to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or our email podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. And you will sound like a little something like this. Anonymous just sent in The Walking Dead John Michonsky.
Yep.
And I don't like them.
I like that.
Okay, Andy just said that Guitar Hero Live did not win Best Surprise.
I checked. I was curious because that didn't sound right. But
God damn it.
I don't think it was. It didn't even get nominated, my dude.
Shit.
Yeah. Which one won?
For 2015, it was Contradiction.
Yeah. No, I knew it didn't win.
You said it won.
You're just being a motherfucker.
Well, I'm calling you out.
I'm shaping history to form my own narrative.
No, fuck you.
Off. All right.
God
so,
damn it.
All right. Let's continue, please. I
Sorry,
beg you.
I needed to call my ship.
Thank you. That's what we needed. Another anonymous asked, "Is there a more iconic move than the gentle push from Assassin's Creed being used by the wearer of the iconic hat from Watch Dogs while climbing a radio tower?" I don't think so.
What?
I think they're trying to say that like the Assassin's Creed, like when he's like moving through a crowd, like if he pushed somebody gently while climbing a tower, but it was the Watch Dogs guy and he was wearing the cap.
Yeah, but you gotta have the iconic pocket watch from Assassin's Creed Unity, the iconic backpack from The Division. There's so much iconography. From The Division? It's possible.
Like, you don't even need to, like, imagine this happening because this is just what Watch Dogs is because it's literally just Assassin's Creed. Like, he does the same animations and everything. Like, it's really, it's just iconic,
Absolutely.
Oh, there's two iconic jackets. There's one in Mad Max, but he's also got an iconic shotgun. Give him that.
Yeah.
And then there's also the iconic jacket from The Division.
No, we'll make him too powerful.
We need an icon. We need the true icon.
The Ubisoft icon. The iconic no arms from Rayman.
Hey guys, not to peer into the future too hard, but I bet this is all leading up to an Ubisoft style like Smash Brothers fighting game with just Ubisoft icons.
Oh God. I mean, I'd play it, but I wouldn't be happy about it.
All-Star Battle Royale or whatever.
Ubisoft fucking kickstarts All-Stars Battle Royale 2. Like, it's like, oh, come on, Sony, there's money in this.
Ubisoft icons, Punch Time Explosion.
Ugh.
Kratos' son. He's the new fighter.
Okay. Autotun asks, "Hey folks, what's your take on ARMS? How do you think it'll pan out as a new IP?" That's the new Switch game.
ARMS, I love them. You get to pick up all kind of things. You get to pick up soda cans. You get to pick up some pizza. They're great. Love them.
Not those. The one
Rayman
with the
doesn't have arms.
That's true.
What if they put Rayman in ARMS though? Because he has stretchy things. He would
win.
Stretch. He can stretch. It's not about the actual like arms. It's about the stretching, and it's about smacking your opponent.
It's called arms.
See, this is what a casual would say.
The arms. Come on.
As an esports arms player, I know it's all about the arms.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's more about the name is ARMS, but it's more about the stretch. It's more about the smack. It's more about the victory. And I feel like they should not disqualify Rayman from the ARMS battle just because his arms aren't physical.
From the arms race?
Yes, from the ARMS race, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's all about the stretch. It's all about the smack. Is also just like a good rule of thumb for sex.
Oh, God!
The smack. But no, I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to get my hands and arms on it to really feel out how that game is going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting
idea. Button controls, so like it'll be fine. You can play with a regular ass controller.
Yeah.
I just wonder how, like, I've heard a lot of people try to, like, compare it to Splatoon. I feel like this might be a harder sell than Splatoon.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it, like, being successful and people really liking it. But I do wonder, like, this is going to be a launch window title. Those aren't notorious for having a breadth of content. Mm-hmm. If Nintendo comes out and say, like, hey, we're doing maps like we did with Splatoon. We're doing, like...
I mean, it's just going to be it's going to be characters. It's going to be new like hands, because that's the thing, is that you swap out the hands for the characters. Yeah. So that's all it's going to. If there's DLC, that's what it's going to be.
It's tough to like. Really, what will determine ARM's success is, will the Switch sell well?
Yeah.
Like that's what's really going to be the like moment for it, because like. The Wii U sold enough where, like, when Splatoon comes out, people were starving for, like, a new thing, and Splatoon's really good, so everyone who bought Splatoon... I mean, everyone who bought a Wii U bought Splatoon. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if, like... It'll be tough to really tell, like, what its success is, because everyone's probably going to buy it for the Switch, too, because there will be no games for a good while on that console.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I like its just fun style of it all. I'm glad to hear that it has button controls. I didn't actually know that, because that was going to be my thing, is like Wii Sports caught on, but like, was that really because of Wii Sports or because of like it was, you know, simple and stuff? Yeah, I don't know. I hope it does. I want Nintendo to do new things.
Absolutely.
And like know that they can like do these new things and be fine with it, instead of like just trying to cop other people's style, like with Metroid Prime Federation Force just being Monster Hunter and stuff, like Codename Steam just being XCOM, stuff like that.
Oh my god.
Like just trying to make new things.
Right. All right. Anonymous asks, does Mike have any bad takes he wants to get out there? He already did with all that Guitar Hero shit.
It's a great fucking game. I don't want to hear it.
All right, do you have any other bad takes?
Hear it. Yeah, like, I mean, like, probably, but none jump to mind right now. Oh, I got a take that's good. I got a take that's good if anyone wants to hear it.
All right, let's hear
Here's
it.
the bad take.
Rogue One's a bad movie.
That's a good take.
Wow.
Yeah, no, actually, I kind of agree with that, so, okay.
And now I've just ruined your inbox for the next episode, but I will not be here to reap the punishment, so...
That's fine, you know, because guess what? I agree, and if anyone wants to argue about that, that's fine. I'll talk about that.
Well, then here, John, I'll save you by defending my take right now.
Go right
and then
ahead.
people can holler at me.
Yeah.
Rogue One's biggest problem is that all of its characters are terrible. No one has a consistent motivation from scene to scene. None of the characters are likable or engaging. Felicity Jones' character, Jyn Erso, she keeps talking about how she's done with the rebellion. She doesn't want anything to do with this stuff. She's going to help them find Forrest Whitaker's character and then get the fuck out of there. And then all of a sudden she decides it's time to stand up to the Empire and fight back. And so the entire emotional crux of that film, the thing that changes the second act from the into the triumphant third act, it has no bearing. It's not consistent with anything we've been told up to that point. And that's the same thing with every other character in that film. So all the action is totally inert because I don't care about what any of these people are doing, especially because I know how that film ends. And I think Red Letter Media made a really interesting point in that movie would be really disappointing and bad without any of the Star Wars iconography. Because without the context of the Death Star, that film doesn't end with them stopping the thing that can blow up planets. It ends with them getting something that will allow them to do it later. So without a satisfying story and without characters that could make up for the lack of a satisfying story, all you have is some pretty good action in the back half of that movie, and even that isn't really worth seeing. I think it's absolutely wild that IGN gave it a 9 out of 10 and then said it was the best movie of the year. I think that is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that, so, you know.
That's my good take, and if anyone wants to fight me, I'll be in Los Angeles, where they make the movies. Bitches.
Damn.
Shut the fuck
All right.
up.
Well, thank you, Mike. We have one more. We have an email sent into, like I said before, podcast at videogamechoochoo.com. This email was sent in by Ryan. And it is titled A Haiku and a Question. Here is the haiku. Sandwich on a plate, fresh air and dreams of gaming. Feels like a picnic.
That was nice.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. That was a beautiful dwang. Thank you, Ryan. And then here is the question. With the Nintendo Switch fast approaching and no shortage of accessories already having been announced, what are some of the best and worst console peripherals of all time? Also, will PS Plus ever be good again? And
Well, for that last question, no.
yeah, we'll just say no for that. And real quick, we're gonna have to use this for the podcast image. I'll send it to y'all after the podcast is over.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
He also sent this really haunting image of Shrek in this email, and like it's maybe one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen. But I'll share that. We will share this with the world. But yeah, let's real quick talk about some of the best and worst console peripherals. I mean, you know, you could probably just pull up that one video of the AVGN using all those NES peripherals and just be like, those are all really bad, because those are all really bad.
Now, do these have to be, like, first party, or can they be anything?
I mean, I feel like that's pretty open to interpretation.
Okay.
Like, I like, because, you know, like, a bunch of, like, shitty third-party things have come out, obviously.
You kids ever hear about the Atari Joystick? It's a thing you put on your dick, and then you play with your dick to play the video game. It's very bad. I don't know why someone made it. It's literally just for the Atari.
And they, like, people wonder why the Atari failed.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's because one of those wasn't in every home.
Yeah,
that's
no,
why.
yeah, I thought that was implied.
I mean, yeah, there's, like, that, like, Sega Activator, which was, like, that circle around you that was supposed to, like, pick up your movements as the button presses. That was awful. You know, just, like, a lot of, like, that early stuff where they were just, like, throwing everything at the wall, and instead of being like, this doesn't work, they, like, released it to the public.
Does the VMU count as a peripheral? Because I actually really dig the VMU in concept.
Sure.
I just think it, like, wasn't utilized great a lot of the time.
I'd say that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely be up there with one of the better ones.
Yeah. I feel like the one that immediately jumps to mind is, like, kind of a little bit wasted potential, but, like, was a really cool thing.
What does VMU stand for? A very mediocre Undertale?
What? What?
Video memory unit, you sick fuck.
Very mediocre Undertale.
There we go, we got the bad take.
Alright, there we go. So, I'm gonna say something fucked up.
Yeah.
But, it was good for the industry, but it's actually a bad peripheral, Rob. Because both of the games that Rob worked on were shit. I mean, like, Gyromite is, like, middling at best, but Stack Up is fucking awful. So, you know, the fact that they only made 2 games for that thing, and one of them is, like, maybe the worst NES, like, launch game, and then the other one is just, like, this kind of okay puzzle game, that's really bad. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love the design of Rob. I love that Rob, like, basically saved the game industry, and I love, like, playing as Rob in, like, Mario Kart and obviously Smash Bros. He's, like, one of my favorite characters, but as a peripheral, it's bad. It's a bad peripheral. That's my take.
I have 2 ones that came out at the same time that are really good. Alright, so one is Donkey Kong Bongo Drums. Bongo Drums. Those are fucking good. I don't give a shit. Those are, like... I remember my friend had those, and I wanted those forever, and then I got them, and I was like, cool, and then I never played Donkey Konga because I had already played it for, like, hours at my friend's. And the other one is... It's not even good, I lied. This is just the fucking Steel Battalion controller for the Xbox. If you know what that is.
Oh my god.
With fucking pedals and shit.
Yeah.
That's a fucking game.
I don't know if it'd be considered peripheral, but the Wavebird controller for the GameCube.
Oh.
I mean, I think that's just, like, up there for best controllers, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is definitely one of the best controllers ever, but, you know.
So I was gonna say the Resident Evil 4 GameCube controller.
What?
The chainsaw controller?
It's a chainsaw,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, maybe we shouldn't bring controllers into the mix, because that is kind of a separate conversation, but...
I don't know. I think that thing is maybe not in the controller conversation.
Yeah, that thing is more just like a fucking piece of work. That's what it is.
I just remembered... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, a really bad peripheral. Y'all remember the Wii Zapper?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Link's crossbow training.
Jeez.
Ghost Squad. The 2 games for it.
Ugh.
No, well, I mean, there were some okay games on the Wii that, like, used it, but you could just use the Wii remote. Like, those Resident Evil on Rails shooters were good. The Dead Space Extraction.
What was the sci-fi shooter?
The Conduit.
Yes, the Conduit.
Yeah, the Conduit was also pretty good for what it was, even though it ended with like fucking George Washington just like showing up.
George Washington and Abe Lincoln in a UFO.
Yeah.
And they said, "Come with me."
And then they never made another
I
game.
completely forgot about how that game ended.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God.
As for my best and worst answer, I would say best is the Guitar Hero live guitar. And then the worst is the bandana that comes with a copy of Hulk Hogan's Main Event for Connect.
Ugh.
Oh man. Okay, I was looking at peripherals. Do you guys remember the Guitar Hero grip for the DS?
Yeah.
That
no,
was
I had that game.
weird.
It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Really, I never had any trouble with it.
It always felt like too cramped to me.
Here's the thing, though. It's been a million years since I played it. So
Well-
maybe it's bad. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of other like weird peripherals because
I mean,
this is a good conversation.
You get
The
like the
Kinect.
Tony Hawk board,
Oh Christ.
or the
That's one of the
even
worst.
just the balance board.
Wii Balance Board, like they didn't use that much, but for Wii Fit, the balance board is very good.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I just think like it was. I was just throwing it out there in general, not as bad or worse or good. It was just like one of those things that they didn't really get to use much.
Well, I remember they tried to use it, but it just what they used it on was a bad idea. Like they tried to use that for Punch Out, and it's like that game is way too fast to ask someone to dodge all those fucking punches while they're balancing on a balance board. Like no.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was not good.
This is going to be a cop out, okay? But this is me getting on my soapbox.
Go right ahead.
I'm going to say that like the most underused peripheral that's very, very good is the fucking Wii U tablet. It's fucking good, and no one uses it. Like it's fucking great. Like when you play like fucking I think one of the Assassin's Creed games, like you could just like put waypoints and shit on your map, and it was like cool. I don't have to open a menu. I can just do this, and like you could just walk around, or like fucking games like Wonderful 101 where they do like boss fights where it alternates the screens and stuff. Like fucking why didn't more games do that?
Yeah, so many people just used it as like your map or your inventory is on the bottom screen, which
Yep.
is fine, but it's like such a boring usage of it.
Yeah, but like there's so much potential. Like even if it's just like little tiny things, and like fucking what was that game? There was a game that came out recently where it was literally like the entire tablet was like just a black screen while you play it, and it was like cool. Like glad you put that on the Wii U.
All right. Well, if nobody else has any other ones, we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
All right.
Oh wait, no, I can think of something.
Oh,
You go
What?
ahead.
oh.
Huh?
Okay, listen. All right, I just remembered the thing that I love the most from the Nintendo 64 is the fucking GVC pack you can fucking put in the back of the controller, and then you could play the Pokemon games in Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, that's right.
That's fucking good. That's like, wow.
That was cool.
All right, yeah, sorry.
My one for worst is I think it was for the NES. It's that like headset with the like eye thing over it and then a microphone.
Yeah.
And you have to say
Oh.
fire to fire in the game. It's like a really bad like light gun type thing.
Yeah.
And my other joke answer is the Oculus Rift. Which is basically just the sequel to that. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks so much for answering those. And again, if you'd like to send in questions like those, send them to videogamechoochoo.com. No, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. And that will do it for this week's episode of the show. I'd once again like to thank Mike and Andy for being on. Thank you too for taking time out of your schedules to be on the show.
My pleasure. Thanks for
My
having us
busy
on.
schedule where I was just going to sit home and play Overwatch all day.
And I'd just like to ask again, Mike, would you like to plug your stuff one more time?
Yeah, if you want to find all the many things that I do, the best place to get all that information is to follow MikeCosimano on Twitter. That's at Mike Cosimano for all the good content. And follow at Cosimano eBooks.
No. No. Andy, would you like to plug your stuff as well?
Yeah, just you can find me on Twitter at Captain Trash on there, and you can listen to Friends of the Table at friendsofthetable.net or on iTunes. I was going to say Google Play, but I'm not sure about that. So, friendsofthetable.net or iTunes.
Yeah, just if you have Google Play, check it. If it's not there, figure it out. I'm sure you're used to it by now.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Also, I'm pretty sure you're probably not listening to us because I don't think we're on Google Play. So, whatever.
Yeah, I've just noticed like a lot of podcasts I listen to are suddenly like, yeah, we've had a lot of interest in Google Play, which I guess it means that a lot of people realize how bad the new iPhone is.
Yeah, look, maybe we'll look into that. But yeah, so, and Rose, thank you as always for being on.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. Go check the website. Like I said, we got that Yakuza 0 review. We got more stuff coming up. But yeah, we'll see you next week. Good night.